So today I'm going to be showing you what software I like to install on a brand new PC or a brand new installation of Windows 10. So let's just jump straight into it. Very first thing I do is I go straight onto whichever browser's installed, whether that be Internet Explorer or usually Microsoft Edge, and I go straight to 99.com. Now on 99, it's just an all-in-one system that allows you to download a whole bunch of cool software and install it in the one go. No need to go to all the websites separately, getting all your executable files, going through the tedious installation process, and it just is more time consuming. With 99, cuts all that out, is great. Let me show you some of the stuff that's on it. As you can see from the website here, for the image that it shows there, that's just a small demonstration. Basically anything you pick in this section below, it'll automatically start downloading, it'll automatically start installing, and then once it's done, you don't need to do anything, you can just start using the software. So I'll show you what I like to install. So first off, web browsers. Chrome, everyone loves Chrome, it's the fastest browser for a reason. QBitTorrent, always handy to have a BitTorrent client. For compression, I like to use WinRAR, it's been around forever, it's very reliable. Messaging, there's loads of things in here now, but Zoom is the more popular one nowadays. Discord is the only one I specifically use, so that's what I'm going to select. In the other section, I like to always download Steam. I have a large Steam library that I've acquired over the years, and I always install that in any computer. Even if it's something that doesn't have a dedicated graphics card, there's small games on there that will run on pretty much anything that will keep you entertained for hours. For media, I like to install VLC Player, just that way it plays pretty much every file. The K-Lite codec pack goes pretty much hand in hand with that for allowing it to play every file under the sun. Audacity, good for light audio editing. It's certainly quick and easy to use rather than having to log in and download my Adobe Edition details. It's sometimes just so much quicker to just click the record button. I also like to install Spotify. Music is just like free therapy, worth every penny. And for the runtimes, this really depends on what you're going to use. I like to just tick all of them. Windows may have installed some updates for a couple of them anyway, and you maybe not need these, but just tick them anyway, it won't do any harm. For the utilities section, you've got a few choices here. Now, I like to use TeamViewer just because sometimes I like to access my computer remotely using my laptop or my tablet, and that allows me to do so without having to set up a whole bunch of other things. On there's nothing else I really like to use. I used to use ImageBurn quite a lot, but nowadays you don't tend to use disk drives at all on PCs. In fact, actually, mine doesn't have a disk drive, my laptop doesn't have a disk drive, so it'd be kind of pointless for me nowadays for that one. For imaging, you've got a few choices here, and some of them are getting a lot better. So the kind of main go-to one is GIMP. It's free, it's very powerful. It's not quite Photoshop, none of them are, but they've got some good basic editing features. Just install them, it's always handy to have. It's much better than Microsoft Paint, although that has come a long way. And moving on to documents, Microsoft Word is your kind of go-to one, but it's not free. So if you don't have a copy of that, LibreOffice, excellent, works with all the same files, looks very similar in some aspects. It will do your basics, so you can make a spreadsheet for your budget, you can write a small text document for a script for something. It's free, install it, it's very good. You've also got some PDF software. Now, they're a little bit different. I personally quite like Samantra. PDF, it's very quick and it works with all my files. I don't get any lag or anything with it, whereas Qt PDF I've had some problems in the past with, so I usually don't bother with that anymore. Although again, Adobe Reader is the better one, but again, it's a premium software, you need to pay for that separately. Online storage, this is just whichever one's your personal preference. Not all of them are here. For me, I like to use the Google Backup and OneDrive. I get the OneDrive as a student, so it's always handy for me to have. I get access to my terabyte there that I can store all my details and files on. For security, Windows Defender is okay. It is certainly not great, but I always like to install Malwarebytes. You can actually pick up really cheap licenses for this as well if you want to get the premium version, which gives you kind of like live online kind of tracking and security at the same time. And for development tools, this is only really handy if you are basically a programmer or doing any kind of sort of these things. So I always like to install Python 3, and I also like to install FileZilla, just if I'm uploading to a remote server. Notepad++, just that way you can still take notes in it, standard Notepad if you want, but it'll also allow you to edit a whole bunch of other stuff like HTML documents and things like that. Having a wee look here, there's nothing else I think that I would install. Then you simply just click get your installer, and that is it. But moving on, your Windows Defender isn't spectacular, and Malwarebytes is good but not great. So I always like to install something a little extra as well. So I personally like Bitdefender Antivirus, and it's the free version I use, although again, you can get cheap serials for these online, you can get them on discount and promotion all the time, but it's very nice software. It's really small footprint, it's not really intrusive, you don't get those pop-ups that you get with some of the other providers. I also like to have Core Temp installed. I know that there's so many variants of different ones that you can get for this, but Core Temp I like. This is what it looks like here just on the right there, and you can also set it to just show your temperatures along your taskbar at the bottom, and that's just at a quick glance you can see how your processor's performing if you do need to up your cooling or change anything. GPUZ I like to install. That just gives you so much information, so just some screenshots here. So I've got a GTX 1070 I want to say, and it will give me all the information for it. So when I went through overclocking it and tweaking it and so forth, it allowed me to see what my core clocks were at, what the memory clocks were at, what the temperature was, fan speed. It just gives you so much information, and the really cool thing is you can log it to a file. So if you're benchmarking and you're looking for why something's not performing the way it should be, that'll pinpoint exactly where it is, and it's easier to see. Online security is a big thing nowadays as well, so I also have a VPN installed, and that is NordVPN. Now, it's not possibly the best one you can get. I'm unfortunately locked into, I think it's a 3 or 5 year plan with it. It's good software, their Windows app's really good. The only thing I would say is it does not have split tunneling enabled, and what that means is you can't pick and choose which software uses a VPN. Your choice is when it's the application is pretty much on or off, that is it. You can install the browser extension so you can only use it when you're browsing the web, but that wouldn't affect software you've got installed on your PC. Split tunneling allows you to pick and choose which apps use that. They do have that on the mobile app, so hopefully it's a feature that comes to the full fat software, if you will, in due time, but at the moment it's not something it has, but it's a good price. If you like Nord and you like their app, or you plan on using it on a mobile device, I certainly recommend it. On a PC, maybe not so much, but I have it, so I may as well install it. One of the last things here I like to have is CCleaner. It just cleans up all the crap that's extra on your computer, and it can do other things as well, like file recovery and so forth. There's a small checklist letting you know what it can do, and again, they've got premium versions as well, but the free version will get you by. Do your registry cleans, it's good at helping with uninstalling, getting rid of those extra files. And just as a little bonus, just because they're not on the 99 all-in-one installer, there are other games platforms out there that I like to install. So you've got Origin, you've got Uplay, I like to play StarCraft, so I have to install Battle.net as well, and you've also got the new Epic Store one, which is giving you free games pretty much every week or every 2 weeks, and they're AAA titles, they're excellent high-rated games, certainly worth checking out. And that's the software I like to install, or most of it at least, on a brand new PC or a fresh install of Windows. Hopefully there's a few in there that you hadn't seen before, maybe some of it's some help to you, but thanks for watching. Just remember, like and subscribe.